not take $1,000 car notes into 2026. Please.
Talk about what's happening. Right now, nearly 1 in 5 car buyers is paying over $1,000 a month on their vehicle.
The majority of those people are living paycheck to paycheck, and they're driving around in what should have been their retirement accounts.
What average person can afford $1,000 a month? And that's even if you're putting some money down. How is anybody, like, how are any salespeople even in business?
Start off with the question. Imagine paying $1,000 for a car note, just for a car. That already in itself sounds crazy, right? But right now, millions of Americans are doing exactly just that. And with cost of living, high car prices, high interest rates, and longer car loans making it worse, let's talk about why it's happening from other people's experiences. If it's the first time, my name is MJ. In this channel, we discuss financial literacy and learning from other people's mistakes and experiences. If that sparks your interest, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Watch the full video, and let's get straight into it.
According to Dave Ramsey, 20% of all people that left with a car off a car lot in the last month left with a payment of $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month. And when you look at all the data points that we have available to us, you know that out of those 20%, very few, a very small percentile is actually considered well off. The majority of those people are living paycheck to paycheck, and they're driving around in what should have been their retirement accounts. And instead of their retirement accounts appreciating and compounding year over year, they've converted it into a depreciating asset. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, why would you put yourself into that type of situation? Like, if you are spending $1,000 on transportation alone, and that's not even with insurance or maintenance or gas, that's $1,000, just $1,000 just for a vehicle. Why are you putting yourself in that type of position?
And I don't think a lot of people think that through. Like, how much of my income is going to be allocated towards this $1,000 car payment? 20%, he's right. 20% of people are buying cars that are $1,000. And the average car price is $750. The big shocker is not even the $1,000 car payment. It's honestly the cost of ownership that some people don't think about. If you're buying a $1,000 car payment, you also have to take it into effect, like, how much is your insurance going to be? Let's just say average is like $250, right? Gas, you're looking at $200 a month. So you're already at like what, $1,500? Tabs, let's say another $900, because that's how much they are. I just had somebody that literally told me that his tabs for a brand new 2025 Equinox was $900. So now, if you divide that by 12, 900, that's $75 a month. You're already looking at $1,600 car payment. $1,000 car payment. I don't even think it sounds right. And that's what's also driving the paycheck to paycheck situation and making it even more depressing, much more just aggravating, is signing up for $1,000 car payment on top of having student loans, having credit card debt.
Not take $1,000 car notes into 2026. Please. I'm not trying to be that type of person and tell people what to do, but in order to be able to live the life that you want to live, you must stop trying to live a life that you really can't afford to live right now. I get having fun and living while you can, while you're still.
That she's preaching. I like that. Keep going. Let her talk some more. Let her talk some more. That was more.
Here, but you have to understand that the choices you make today will affect your future. I've seen so many people go and get $1,000 car note just because it looks good and it feels good in that moment. And then 3 months down the road, they can't even afford their car note. And you know what happens? It gets repossessed. So then later on in life, in the moments when they really need another car again, they got to sit with the choices and decisions that they made. So now later on in life, once life has taught you that it was never that serious to go out and get $1,000 car note, now you're wishing you could barely even qualify and get the car that's only going to give you a $200 car note. The problem is everybody want to go Lamborghini and Benz, and everybody want to go big. Everybody want to go so big before it's time to go big. Okay to make more money and obtain more money and just live bare minimum for a little while. Not forever. Give yourself, sit in it a little while. Give yourself some time to realize, you know what? I could go 200,000, but I'm going to just go 80,000 over here. I could go Maserati.
The decisions you make in your 20s is going to affect your 40s. And the decisions you make in your 30s is going to affect in your 50s. Because I don't know who convinced us that $1,000 car payment is good. And it is true. When you do sign up for $1,000 car payment, there's a high probability of a repossession. You could lose a job. You could get laid off. AI is going to take over your job. Like, there's a lot of you literally can be one health reason away from getting your car repossessed and having a bad credit, and now you have a higher chances of being homeless. It's very hard because with $1,000 car payment, everything else becomes expensive. You're already paying high interest. The cost of ownership is already too high. I just think that, like, when you're young and you're coming out of college and or not even young, like at any age, and you're trying to compare yourself to the Joneses, and you're trying to compare yourself to the Instagram and Snapchat, and everybody else got a car, so you tell yourself you got a car. This is one of the reasons it's driving $1,000 car payments. 20% of people have convinced themselves that $1,000 car payment is the way to go. And hey, I don't know people's bank accounts, and this girl doesn't know people's bank accounts, but if you can afford it, that's one thing. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck, or you're now getting to paycheck because of this purchase, yeah, life becomes very, very depressing. Like, you have this huge weight on your chest, and it's hard to breathe at sometimes. And now you have to nickel and dime everything. You might even have to eat, things that you never thought about eating, right? And cutting back on things that will help you get further in life, all because you want $1,000 car payments. Listen, I get it. The gadgets seem nice. The technology is beautiful. You get the car, you get the heated seats, you get the panoramic sunroof, you get the smoothness, you get the all-wheel drive, but it is still not worth $1,000 a month, which then equals $12,000 a year. I just don't understand how that is rational. You know what I mean? And interest rates are even higher now, right? People are signing up for longer terms, which then makes that $1,000 car payment even much more expensive. Realistically, with everything put together in cost of ownership, you are paying $1,700 a month.
I just took my mom to her dealership to see if she can get something new, which there's nothing wrong with her car. She just wants another one. These people told me that the average fucking car payment for people is $1,000 a month. What average person can afford $1,000 a month? And that's even if you're putting some money down. How is anybody, like, how are any salespeople even in business? Are you guys okay? Are you selling cars right now? I'm sure you're selling cars, because people always want things that they can't afford and buy it. I feel like if I wasn't there, my mom would have done something stupid. But goddamn, my payment is $412. Apparently, that's a fucking hot commodity. I'm gonna ride this shit to the wheels fall off.
I don't know. Again,
$1,000?
I don't know how you sat there with yourself and thought about it. Or most of the times, people don't even think. They go in there thinking, hey, I just want to check out this car. It looks nice. I'm not going to buy it. And then you get peer pressured and you get gaslighted, right? Which gaslight is a form of manipulation by these car dealerships. You go there and they tell you, hey, listen, this is the new normal. You know what I mean? Like, you need a transportation to get to work. You need all these things, because you need to be safe. And the biggest thing here's the kicker. Do you have kids? Oh, come on. You don't want to push your kids and cram your way through that small car that you have. That's the manipulation that drives these types of car payments. Even the used car payment is very expensive right now. But how did this become the new reality of $1,000 car payments being the new normal? During COVID, there was a pandemic shortage supply. And it was very hard for factories because they had to shut down because of the whole microchip shortages. So automakers like Ford, General Motors, Toyota couldn't build enough vehicles. When the supplies dropped, the demand stayed high. So the price just rocketed. The bad part is that now the dealerships and automakers have now just focused on expensive cars. So manufacturers realize that they could make more profits with trucks and SUVs. So they cut much more of the cheaper sedans. That's why you don't see that much sedans or being marketed to, like when you see commercials. So now you have vehicles like Ford F-150s, Chevy Silverados, you have the RAV4s, you have the Highlanders. That's what we're dealing with, right? Because you have these expensive gadgets in the cars. You have these radar systems. You have cameras everywhere. Technology seems to be winning, and people are paying enormous amounts without even thinking. It's a sad reality we're in.
Another car? The minimum monthly payment's $1,095.
Yes.
What did we get? It's a minivan, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know there still existed.
It was really hard to find this one, which is
Yeah.
why we had to. So we had The Sienna. The Sienna is the one that we got into the accident with, and it got totaled.
This?
No, not this one. This is the new one.
It was a red one.
How did the insurance work for that? Did you get it? Did it pay off the remaining?
Yes, it paid off the remaining, but in November we had gotten a Prius. Didn't work for our family.
Why'd you get the Prius then?
I tried to convince her to get the van, but I think she was emotionally distraught with the accident. And she was thinking, hey, this is different. We're going to save money with getting better gas mileage.
It was an electric Prius. So it was.
I thought they all were. I don't know.
The majority of them are hybrids, but this was a prime plug-in. So it did partially gas, but partially electric. So I got like 75 miles a gallon.
Sure.
And then the payment was lower, but 3 kids in the backseat of a Prius is
probably
not considering my child being 5'3" and 160 pounds. So it was hard.
5'3" isn't that tall.
No, but 160 pounds between a car seat and a booster seat.
He's 11 at 160? No comment.
Send him to the fun park some more.
Yeah.
Bounce around.
So we ended up...
No more cookies.
He
needs to be on the Caleb Hammer lifestyle.
Yeah, he likes those cookies. He got mad because I wouldn't let him eat any of them.
Yeah, let's keep that up.
So we recently traded it in to get this one.
Oh gosh. Wait, did you have to
roll over negative?
Exchange some of the loan balance into this rollover?
Not a ton, not a lot, but yes.
But you did have to.
Yes.
A couple thousand.
We have different definitions of a little bit. She said not a little bit. He said thousands of dollars. Can we please normalize sitting down and delaying decision making for a little bit? You have 3 kids. One of them weighs 160 pounds at 11 years old, right? And we want to get in the back of a Prius. Do you know how small a Prius is? 3 kids? Oh my God. And also, let's also normalize making decisions without being right in a state of PTSD. If the car got totaled, let's wait a little bit. Let's do Ubers. Let's get a rental. That's way cheaper than signing up for a car that is overpriced and you know damn well you can't fit in it. Let's read some of the comments. Somebody said $1,000 a month for a minivan. Dead. I agree with this comment. If you can pay $1,000 a car payment, save up and buy a good used van. But they need a car now. Somebody said get a UXL Yukon and still paying less. Yeah. My mortgage is cheaper. And that's what's crazy because Jeremy stated that my mortgage is cheaper 100%. We live in a society where car payments are the new mortgages. Then on top of that, like $1,000 car payments back in the day was very rare. And if people were paying $1,000 car payments, it were people that were making high net worth and were making a lot of money. With that type of payment, those people were driving around in luxury hypercars. I'm talking about BMWs. I'm talking about Camaros, Corvettes, Porsches, Bentleys. That's what people were paying $1,000 car payments for. Now we're paying $1,000 for minivans and Toyota RAV4s and Honda CRVs. $1,095 a month. I thought $350 was too much. I thought $350 was too much too. I thought so too. But again, we complain about everything else, but we like to just dive in and, eat everything that is expensive.
Do you know that the average car payment is $1,000 right now? Well, I do because I pay $1,100 a month on my vehicle. So let's talk about what's happening. Right now, nearly 1 in 5 car buyers is paying over $1,000 a month on their vehicle. In 2019, that number was less than 4%. We wonder why? Well, the average car price right now is $49,000. That is $10,000 up from just 5 years ago. And to make it affordable, people are actually stretching their car loans to 7-year loans. But here's the problem with that. On a $40,000 loan at 7.2% interest, you will end up paying over $11,000 just on interest in that 7 years. Compare that number to $4,500 in interest if you paid off that loan in 3 years. And then you end up risking being upside down, which means when you take your vehicle in to trade it in, you owe more than the vehicle's worth because everything depreciates. And I totally understand that sometimes we have to do this because we have to be able to have a nice vehicle, a reliable vehicle, and be able to afford the monthly payment. So I'm sharing this information. If you are interested or looking to purchase a car, make sure you do the math first, because sometimes a lower payment does not mean cheaper in the end.
I'm under the impression, or I like to think of myself as somebody that thinks before they make a decision. If something now costs $10,000 more, I would sit there and say, I don't think I want it that bad. That's just me though. But some people are willing to go and get $1,000 for a car payment. I keep saying $1,000 car payments, and every time I say it, I cannot really just think about people making these decisions. You know what I mean? And on top of that, people are stretching these cars. One of the biggest indicators that you can't afford $1,000 car payment or afford a car in this economy right now is the fact that you have to stretch it to 7 years, right? The fact that you have to agree on a high interest rate. Easy economics, right? Easy mathematics, easy common sense, easy rationality tells you that anything with an interest rate, you want to stay away from, because it gets more expensive down the line. You double the price on something that costed $2 now becomes $4. In 2026, we're still very early. We're still in quarter one. Let's normalize staying away from interest. Anything with interest on it, say I'm not interested. And most people, once they pay off a car, it becomes normalized to them to get another car. People will finish one car, then go to another car. Like debt has been normalized. Car payments has now become a psychological need or a psychological survival that we need to be in a car payment to do good in life or to even breathe or to make decisions. Another reason is some people literally would buy a house and say, this is my starter home. Excuse me? I'm not judging you, but at the end of the day, you buy a house to live in it for years. Already paying huge interest on it. What do you mean this is your starter home? Why don't we just normalize sitting, rationalizing, and saying, hey, let me buy one car and stick with that car? Because that's how you build wealth. And she said that $11,000 is going to be the price with interest after you finish the term loan. And $11,000 gets you so many cars. It could get you a nice, smooth, dependable, reliable Toyota Camry, Honda Accord, an older Honda CRV, right? And cars that are known to last a long time. The people building wealth usually are driving boring cars. These things are common. These things are known. But keeping up with the Joneses and, being stuck on social media and having a huge screen time on our phones is what's driving these $1,000 car payments. I'm in the video here, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know which part stood out to you the most. Let me know your thoughts and opinion down below in the comment section. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Be good, do good. Peace.